Hey squad, Jakus here, and I hate hype. Someone sent me a link to the newest Nintendo Direct, and I sent back bankruptcy forms. I think I'm doing this whole hype thing wrong. I need to brush up on my gamer hype, and there's only one true place to do that. E3. Ah yes, it's that time of the year again. E3 is an annual trade show in which game publishers show us what they've got. The show started in 1995, in which it was basically just Nintendo, Sega and PlayStation, but today the show has become a huge event for gamers everywhere. Or it did, until it died in 2020. E3 is generally a huge deal, with companies often bringing their all. In 2017, E3 opened fully to the public, making it less of a trade show and more the audience cheering over the presenter for 48 hours. Until it died in 2020. Now, there are three types of E3 announcements. The ones, the ones, and the ones. So, I'm going to be increasing my hype levels by covering what I find to be the best announcements made at E3 ever. Breath of the Wild released in 2017 to universal acclaim, quickly regarded as one of the greatest video games ever made. So at E3 2019, Nintendo took the opportunity to reveal that they were working on an untitled sequel. Unlimited hype followed, and while Nintendo said around about absolutely nothing about the game for the next 2.5 years, it would eventually release as Tears of the Kingdom in 2023, and bold statement incoming, I think it's pretty good. The long-awaited Grand Theft Auto 4 was revealed at E3 2006 in a really strange way, through a tattoo. People were a little confused when Microsoft's Peter Moore took off his jacket while talking, only for him to reveal the logo on his arm. No gameplay was shown, but everyone knew, that this would be an incredible experience. Cyberpunk 2077's showcase at E3 2019 featured actor Keanu Reeves. People really like Reeves, and it's clear the man had a genuine hope and interest in the game he was talking about. It's a refreshing change from, yeah, this game's alright, but I'm getting paid to say this, so I don't really care. It's a shame that Cyberpunk ended up being terrible. The Xbox One's reveal was not very good. I mean, come on, they decided to hype up the console by reminding us that Kinect existed. Xbox probably forced their executives to watch this conference so they wouldn't repeat history with the Series X. Luckily, Sony did a much better job with the PS4 announcement at E3. The PlayStation 4 had the masses hyped. It was probably the most hype build-up to a console launch for PlayStation ever. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle was announced during Ubisoft's showcase at E3 2017. Its announcement is pretty cool, because not only was it out of nowhere, I mean no one expected the Rabbids to team up with Mario, not at all, and nobody expected Mario to hold a gun. I mean, what? But also because when Shigeru Miyamoto, the grandfather of video games, mentioned the game's director David Soliani during his speech, the director began to cry tears of joy. It's such a heartwarming moment that will go down in the history of E3. E3 2004 was a turning point for Nintendo. After the underperforming GameCube and the rise of the Xbox, Nintendo needed something big, so they brought out the new president of Nintendo America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, to reveal the Nintendo DS. Of course, the DS ended up bringing Nintendo back into the forefront, boosted by the Wii 2 years later. Reggie also cemented himself into everyone's minds with his famous line, "My name is Reggie, I'm about kicking ass, I'm about taking names, and we're about making games." Legendary. Back during the very first E3, Sega suddenly launched their Saturn console, and everyone went out to buy it, and it was a huge success. Or not. They had hoped that the surprise launch during the show would make people rush out and buy it, but that just didn't happen. The console was ridiculously overpriced at $400, retailers weren't ready to sell it, and people were almost immediately captivated by Sony's announcement of the PlayStation's price. In fact, they may have had the biggest "I'm that guy" moment in all of E3. They literally just walked up to the podium, uttered the words $299, and left. I wonder if that really works. New Super Luigi U, $30. Hell yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about! While I'm not really a fan of the Final Fantasy games, it's safe to say that a remake of the fan favourite Final Fantasy VII was very highly anticipated. When it was revealed at E3 2015, the cheering of the audience drowned out the trailer itself. Hey, Final Fantasy VII is part of its own meta-series spanning video games, books, and animations since 2004, so a from-the-ground-up remake of what started it all? That is a hype moment. While Super Mario Odyssey was technically announced in January 2017, nothing was really known about the game beyond featuring, you know, Mario, as well as a weird hat mechanic. The E3 reveal of the full game, especially the capturing mechanic, was enthralling. From the fake out with the realistic dinosaur to the reveal of the capture mechanic itself. For me personally, this was one of the most hype moments at E3 ever. The 10-minute preview for Metal Gear Solid 2 in 2000 was a landmark moment in E3 history. It truly began the trend of extended game previews during the show, along with the idea that, yes, one game can be the best of all shown. This ultimate spot is now one fought for by all of the companies. And speaking of ultimate, the Everyone Is Here trailer for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in 2018 was massive. The reveal of all of these characters from dozens of game franchises was so awesome. Not only that, but characters that had been thought to be lost as they were admitted from the previous entry returned, such as Solid Snake, Pokemon Trainer, and the Ice Climbers. And then Pichu showed up and everyone lost their damn minds. I mean, these are cool and all, but I'm not sold until I see... Yes! The Everyone Is Here trailer has united Nintendo fans like no other trailer could. You could see people jumping with joy, hugging each other, and screaming with hype. It's a testament to the incredible power of video games and how they can unite all kinds of people into a community. Those are, to me, some of the greatest E3 reveals of all time. I tried to keep it to a variety of games and companies, but there are of course other great reveals, such as the Nintendo Wii, the Fortnite World Cup, and Fallout 4. And just because a reveal hasn't been mentioned here, doesn't mean it wasn't epic. Unfortunately, E3 no longer exists. After a worldwide outbreak of chickenpox, the event was cancelled and most game companies decided not to return when E3 opened up again, opting for their own presentations like Nintendo Direct and PlayStation State of Play. The main successor is Summer Game Fest, which takes place at a similar time of year and involves many exciting announcements, but some companies are notably absent from the showcase, including Nintendo. Still, June is a magical time in gaming and hype reveals still happen all the time. For example, in 2023, Sega suddenly announced a new 2D Sonic game at Summer Game Fest, followed just weeks later by the announcement of a brand new 2D Mario game in a Nintendo Direct. Things may change in the gaming landscape, but one thing is for sure. Hype is far from dead. Okay, I'm convinced, and my hype levels are maxed out. I can't wait to see what's announced at E3 this year. Oh yeah,